Hello and welcome to South Asia Today, a show that provides you glimpses of South Asia. I'm your host, Shivangi Mishra. Let's begin with the headlines first. India sends humanitarian aid to Nepal after deadly earthquake. Yamaha Motor hosts mobility show in Japan. And more than a year passed, Pakistan provided nothing, says survivor of last year floods in Gilgit-Baltistan. Let's begin the show. Nepal was shaken by a powerful earthquake, resulting in tragic loss of life and widespread destruction. As Nepal faces the aftermath of the devastating earthquake, India at the forefront is offering a helping hand during this critical time to its neighbor. India has stepped forward with significant humanitarian assistance to the Himalayan nation. We have a report. A massive earthquake of 6.4 magnitude jolted Nepal in the late hours of November 3. Over 150 people lost their lives and 100 others got injured. The injured, including women and children, were receiving treatment in hospitals in several parts of Nepal.
केही छैन नखा मुख धुलो पसिआछ यताउता हेर्न पनि सकिदैन अझ यहाँ आँखुन छर्किन्छन् कानभित्र धुलै छ अनि के गर्ने हामी त यस्तो बिजोगमा निक्स्यौं के गर्ने छोरीहरु भोग लाग्यो भन्छन् अनि खाने नखाने गास छ बस्ने बास छ ओड्ने कपडा लत्तो छ केही छैन हाम्रो त के गर्ने यस्तो बिजोग भइहाल्छ हामीलाई कसैले हेर्या पनि नै.
The Indian government, alongside various humanitarian organizations, has initiated a massive relief effort to assist Nepal in its time of dire need. The humanitarian assistance provided by India includes critical surgical items, life-saving drugs and food, and teams of experts who are tirelessly working to save lives and provide much-needed relief to those affected by the earthquake. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi also conveyed heartfelt condolences to the people of Nepal. Previously, Nepal faced a severe earthquake in 2015, in which approximately 9,000 lives were lost and over 22,000 got injured. This time, major loss is reported in the remote areas. In Jajarkot and the nearby Rukum West district, thousands of buildings collapsed or developed cracks.
रात को अचानक 11:47 पर भूकंप आया. उसके बाद हमको पता ही नहीं चला भूकंप आके भी चला गया. उसके बाद हम घर से बाहर हुए और जो गिरे हुए घर थे उसमें अचानक गिर गया, उसमें आदमी भी मर गया. बाद में लोगों ने जो बचे हुए लोगों ने खबर किया, जो उसके आसपास थे उन्होंने खबर दिया. फिर हम आए, उनको 2-3 लोगों को तो उद्धार किया, लेकिन बाकी 6-8 लोगों को बचा नहीं पाया हमने.
India's rapid response reflects the solidarity and friendship that exists between the countries in times of adversity. Moving on, Japanese companies have been laying great impetus towards the enrichment of people's life all over the world. At one side, motorbike giant Yamaha Motor recently hosted mobility show that promises to redefine the future of transportation. On the other side, JFE Engineering has opened its doors to foreign talent by launching an exciting recruitment drive. As JFE Engineering welcomes talent from around the world, it sets an inspiring example of how international collaboration can drive progress and innovation in the engineering field. The Japan Motor Show was held after a 4-year hiatus, which has been postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. This year, it returns with a new name, Japan Mobility Show. Around 475 companies from robot, flying car and other industries participated in the grand event. The giant of motorbikes, Yamaha Motor, has expanded its display field. Yamaha Corporation, which makes musical instruments, collaborated. It is symbolized to Yamaha One Passion. Yamaha Motors CEO Yoshihiro Hidaka delivered a speech discussing the company's mission and vision.
行けなかったところに行けるようになる。会えなかった人に会えるようになる。この当たり前を取り戻そうとしている今、人はもっと幸せになれるというメッセージに込めた思いを私たちはより一層強く感じています。
The Feel Life concept was fixed by Yamaha Motor. This indicates that people become accustomed to both motorcycles and musical instruments through everyday use. Electric bikes' prosperity against gasoline-powered bike was also introduced during the event. Yamaha's e-bike places first in the trail championship when compared to bikes with petrol engines. To achieve decarbonization, Yamaha showcased 4 buggies and a motorcycle that runs on hydrogen. On the stage, self-controlled and running bike, Motoroid 2 performed harmonizing dance with human being dancers. In this show, Motoroid 2 is not a motorbike but a member of dance group. Yamaha Motor's policy is product should be good companion of human being beyond just industrial product. On the industrial future development, Yamaha Motor contributes to enrich human beings' everyday life. Japanese company JFE Engineering develop infrastructure construction all over the world. The ship on Marina Bay Sands has multiple large bridges and an environmental incinerator. These infrastructure companies serve both developed and developing nations. To accelerate worldwide business, JFE Engineering intends to employ foreign staff.
入社の3年目からですね、シンガポールの小型化の溶融炉の設計を担当しました。自分が設計した機器の試運転調整は最後まで自分でやりました。ゴミ焼却分野ではもう業界トップの実績を持ちますので、いろんなノウハウが蓄積されています。あと優秀な先輩や上司は多数いらっしゃいますので、業務上は何か困ったら、すぐ相談できる環境なので、業務上はすごくやりやすいと思っていますね。
Mr. Nguyen is employed with the Infrastructure Engineering Division. Vietnam is his birthplace and he joined JFE Engineering 6 years ago.
はどのぐらいの長さとかどこでかければいいかとかそういうところから、本当に細かいディテールまで、ものができるまでの一連っていうのは設計の部分があるのでその部分を主にやっています。インフラってとても大事っていうところ、そうですね、いかにも安全安心で皆さんが使えるような、橋道路ですね作りたいのが有名です。
グローバルなバックボーンを持った方に一緒にですね活躍いただくということは必須であると。国際的にはアジア、アフリカのですね水処理プラント、発電プラント、橋梁と、幅広く活躍いただけるフィールドがありますので、ぜひ我々と一緒により良い未来をですね作っていただきたいと、そういう意識を持った方にぜひ興味持っていただきたいなというふうに思います。
Excellent foreign employees respect JFE Engineering's seamless internal and external communication as well as the variety of work and life balance. JFE Engineering uses highly skilled foreign labor to expedite global business. Now we take a look at some happenings in Asia in a segment called Asia Watch.
A small group of protesters clashed with riot police in Madrid over a potential amnesty for people involved in Catalonia's failed 2017 independence bid. Crowds gathered outside the party headquarters of acting Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez, holding banners and chanting. Sánchez, struggling to form a government 3 months after an inconclusive election, agreed a coalition deal with the left-wing Suma party last month, but still needs support in parliament from smaller parties, including Catalan and Basque separatists, to win an investiture vote. The potential amnesty, pending crucial Puigdemont's Junts party last-minute negotiation, has unleashed a political storm in Spain. with mainly conservative opponents holding large protests and accusing Shantz of jeopardizing the rule of law for his own political gain. Survivors of the Nova Festival's attack found a space to heal themselves from their trauma in a rehabilitation center in central Israel. Surrounded by nature, Ronit Farm allowed the young festival goers to talk through their experience and provides them with a relaxing setting that would encourage them to open up with psychologists and consultants. Ronit Farm was set up immediately after Hamas gunmen infiltrated into the south of Israel, killing 1,400 people and taking over 200 others hostage. Within the first 2 weeks, the center had treated over 2,000 survivors for the festival. Pakistani police started search and cordon operations last week in areas where Afghans have been residing, a day after the expiry of a deadline to expel all undocumented foreigners from the country. Dozens of foreigners, mostly Afghans, sat in a Karachi police station as they waited to be shifted to temporary transit camps. Senior police officer Irfan Bahadur said police carried out a search and cordon operation in Jonejo Colony, a refugee settlement where they searched more than 900 houses. Pakistan has brushed off calls from the United Nations, rights groups and Western embassies to reconsider its plan to expel more than 1 million of the 4 million Afghans in the country, saying they had been involved in Islamist militant attacks and crimes that undermine the security of the country, which Kabul denies. Many of the migrants fled Afghanistan during the decades of armed conflict since the late 1970s, while the Islamist Taliban's takeover after the withdrawal of US-led coalition forces in 2021 led to another exodus.
It has been more than a year since devastating floods in Gilgit-Baltistan raised havoc in the illegally occupied territory. The nature's fury had left thousands of residents homeless, displaced, and clamoring for aid and assistance from the local administration. But to their dismay, the flood survivors have not received any kind of assistance or compensation from the proxy government of Pakistan till now. We have a report.
More than a year has passed since devastating floods created a mayhem in the illegally occupied territory of Gilgit-Baltistan. Bridges collapsed, farmlands ravaged, the households were inundated, but the proxy administration of Pakistan did nothing to save and salvage the victims from nature's fury. Although the waters receded, leaving a debris of disaster, the residents were still hopeful of starting a new life with the assistance of local administration. But to their dismay, more than a year has passed, the survivors are still rummaging for a hope and little compensation from the apathetic government.
जुलाई 2022 को जो सैलाब आया था उसमें बहुत सारा हमारा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर ख़राब हो गया था, दरख्त वगैरह गिर गए थे, फिश फार्म तबाह हो गए थे। ताल हुकूमत की तरफ से हमें कुछ भी नहीं मिला है। ले दे के कुछ थोड़ा सा राशन मिला था, वो भी बिल्कुल नाकिस किस्म का। तो बाहर से इतना बड़ा वो फंड आया इमदाद की सूरत में, लेकिन जिला मुतासरीन तक कुछ भी नहीं पहुँचा। समझ में नहीं आ रहा है कि इतना फंड कहाँ पर गया, किस पे कहाँ पर खर्च हुआ। लेकिन किसी भी मुतासर को, चाहे वो फिश फार्म हो, ज़मीन वाले हों या जिनके मकानात गिर गए, उनको कुछ भी नहीं मिला अभी तक।
Residents complain the large funds and aid the illegal administration received from outside never reached the victims of floods in Gilgit-Baltistan. The locals believe the aid and funds were either taken away by the local administration or never released from Islamabad for the welfare of flood victims. Winters are coming and residents are left by the administration to shiver in harsh cold in their tents and makeshift households instead of providing them at least pakka houses.
हुकूमत पाकिस्तान की तरफ से कोई ऐसा खास यहाँ काम नहीं हुआ है। बाकी इस तरह है कि यहाँ लोग सर्दी का अभी आगे सर्दी आ रही है, टेंटों में रहते हैं। इसी तरह जो दूसरी सैलाब जो छोटी मोटी सैलाबें आई इधर शेर किला में, और भी घराने जो है डिजास्टर उसमें के जिद में आए, वो भी इस वक्त मुतासिर है। बस NGOs ने जो दिया तो वो दिया, बाकी हुकूमत पाकिस्तान की तरफ से न होने के बराबर इस तरह काम हो रहा है।
The only aid they received were from local NGOs or social groups. The residents say more than their rubbled houses, the agricultural lands they lost during floods have caused a greater misery. They say the government has taken no step to restore their agricultural fields. The farmlands in Gilgit-Baltistan are the primary sources of survival. Most of the general public is dependent on self-sustained farming in Gilgit-Baltistan in absence of any industries or job avenues.
इन लोगों के मकान से ज़्यादा खेत तबाह हो गए हैं, तो यहाँ अपनी छोटी मोटी काश्त होती है, मक्की हो या गंदम हो। अब वो सारे ज़मीन जो है सैलाब की वजह से ख़त्म है, इनके ऊपर भी कोई काम नहीं हुआ है। और छोटी माल मोशी करते हैं, वहाँ से घास इनको मिलता है, चरागे है और खेत है, ये भी सारे ख़त्म है, लेकिन हुकूमत की तरफ से कुछ नहीं है।
For more than 70 years, Islamabad has stripped Gilgit-Baltistan of its natural resources and caused a massive deforestation in the region. The floods and landslides are just the add-ons that aggravate the miseries residents have been facing under the illegal occupation of Pakistan for decades.
Moving on. In India, it is believed that taking a holy dip in the Ganga river helps in attaining salvation. But the river is also considered to be polluted all across the globe. To keep it clean and to rejuvenate the river, the National Mission for Clean Ganga has been undertaking the rigorous task of cleaning the river under its flagship program. Take a look.
The river Ganga is one of the largest river systems in the world, stretching across northern India. Hindus venerate it as life-giving river, calling it Ma Ganga. But every day, around 3 million litres of sewage is emptied into the river. In a bid to ensure the clean flow of the river, the National Mission for Clean Ganga was implemented by the National Council for Rejuvenation, Protection and Management of River Ganga. Namami Gange is an integrated conservation mission executed by NMCG to clean the river. Ever since the Namami Gange program was launched back in 2014, several concrete steps have been taken to clean the holy river and to maintain its cleanliness.
पहले के मुकाबले अब यहाँ पे गंदगी कम है, पहले ज़्यादा थी। तो नमामि गंगे प्रोग्राम के थ्रू साफ़ सफाई अच्छी है यहाँ पे, और लोगों को भी जो घूमने आते हैं यहाँ पे उन्हें भी जागरूक होने की आवश्यकता है। पॉलीथीन न डालें, खाने पीने का सामान न डालें एक्स्ट्रा। वैसे अच्छा लगा यहाँ पे आके, और यमुना गंगा नदी का पानी भी साफ़ है यहाँ पे।
A series of activities such as events, workshops, seminars and conferences are organized on a regular basis to make a strong pitch for public outreach and community participation in the mission. NMCG organized the 7th edition of Ganga Utsav this month, which was inaugurated by Debishri Mukherjee, Secretary, Ministry of Jal Shakti, in the presence of G. Ashok Kumar, Director General NMCG. It is an initiative taken by the Government of India to address the pollution of the river by providing financial and technical assistance. Ms. Debishri Mukherjee expressed that the Ganga is not merely a river but a profound emotion that resonates with all of us. She expressed her satisfaction in witnessing the remarkable progress in the Ganga rejuvenation efforts, especially in collaboration with the new generation. She stressed that the preservation of rivers is a shared responsibility of everyone.
In the first place, we must clean up our rivers and water bodies, for which we need for the public sector and the private sector to both come together, as well as the citizens, make it a national movement. But with that also, there are, people come together to actually preserve their habitats. All aquatic animals have specific habitats and needs. So beyond keeping the water clean, it is also important to preserve specific habitats and have, people need to work together to ensure that habitats are preserved.
Ganga Utsav 2023 also marked the release of the 33rd edition of the Namami Gange magazine and the Voyage of Ganga booklet based on Ganga Pustak Parikrama. Special Secretary and Director General NMCG G. Ashok Kumar extended a warm welcome to the attendees and emphasized the profound significance of the Ganga in India. Mr. Kumar informed that Ganga was declared as the National River of India in 2008, which led to the establishment of the National Ganga Day. He further elaborated on how each year this auspicious day unites a diverse spectrum of stakeholders, including children, in joyous celebrations and activities.
Ganga is facing a lot of pollution pressures, but to a large extent it has been addressed. The last 8 years under the Namami Gange program, a lot of initiatives have been taken up, particularly to stop the flow of dirty water, whether it's sewage or industrial effluent, into the Ganga river. Almost 37,000 crore worth projects have been sanctioned. Many of them are completed also.
Hindus hold a strong bond with River Ganga, and devotees believe that taking a holy dip in the river on certain occasions causes the forgiveness of transgressions and helps in attaining salvation. Ganga Utsav, an event executed by the National Mission for Clean Ganga, is not merely a platform for discussions and awareness, but also a celebration of India's cultural heritage. The event encompasses an array of cultural delights, from music and dance to thought-provoking dialogues. It is a melange of diverse activities designed to nurture a deeper bond between people and rivers, fostering awareness about the vital task of river rejuvenation.
It's time for me to wrap up today's episode. We'll be back next week at the same time. This is Shivangi Mishra signing off on behalf of the entire production team of South Asia Today. Goodbye and take care.